Alright, शुरू करें? ने विकेट सुड़ाए, हर दिल पे छाए, वो हमेशा हंसता, है कोई न टिकता, बैट्समैन का नाइटमेयर, ना warning fire, smiling tea bright, ये dynamite, सब करते दम, ये असली तवांग, bowlers की teacher, देखो इनकी पिक्चर, थोड़ा बढ़िया हो जाए, for the cast of Ganguly, Madhur, Dada, and
I want to say something on this.
yes, please, sir.
I want to say something on this. You know, me and him have played together for our entire career. He played a little more than I did. But my entire career was Muttiah Muralitharan. And we used to go to Sri Lanka all the time. Play Sri Lanka outside all the time. Here you have 10 people singing this. So in Colombo, in Ganguly, in Dambulla, in Taunton, in India, the entire stadium used to sing this. Muralitharan, Muralitharan. Because cricket is the only form where Muralitharan can.
This is what it is all about. It's all about bringing back those good old memories that you guys share, and it's a pleasure. Let's just start with the Q&A session. But before that, आप सभी ने ट्रेलर देखी है मूवी की? Pretty sure सबने होमवर्क किया होगा. Let's just watch it together, all of us together. The trailer of 800. Can we get down the lights? Yeah.
तमिल लोगों के खिलाफ दंगों का रूप ले लिया है और अब पूरे देश में स्थिति काफी ऐसा इंसान जिसका परिवार अमरावती दोनों का हिस्सा था, उसके लिए नागरिक की पहचान करना काफी मुश्किल है। ऐसे मुकाबले हो गया है जब पूरा देश उसे इज्जत देता है। One of the best bowlers I've ever faced in my life.
But I call him early. He's good. Just the beginning of the day.
And he's no more than yet.
What's the problem? He's chunky. Could this be the end of the road for Murali?
प्रॉब्लम हो सकती है।
वो कहते मेरी कोई सीधी नहीं है, पर बॉलिंग करते वक्त तेरा हाथ सीधा ही रहता है।
ऑस्ट्रेलिया जानबूझकर मुरली को परेशान कर रही है।
Boys, tasty lads. He should be getting tested during match.
एक बात सच है, मुरली चेक करता था नहीं। आपको मातृभाषा आती नहीं या आप बोलना नहीं चाहते? हक के लिए लड़ते हुए हमारे पेरेंट्स की मौत हो गई, हमारी बहनों का रेप कर रही है। अब आप नहीं बता तो क्या करें? क्रिकेट खेलें?
You guys have thrown everything at him. Your friends. Guys, even your Prime Minister. But you can't take him down a night. It's good.
लेकिन और को नो बोल रहा क्योंकि वो चाहते नहीं है कि तुम मैच खेले। मैच मेरे हाथ में है। हिम्मत रख सकते हो।
मैंने सुना है टीम में तमिल लड़कों को शामिल नहीं किया जाता है। मैं तो सिर्फ तमिल नहीं समझता। अच्छा, तो कैसे रिलीज हो? Cricketer.
Can we have a huge round of applause? And we also really have to have Krishna sir with us. Sir, please एक बार wave कर दीजिए to the audience and to the people of press. Yeah. And so सबसे पहले आपसे एक सवाल रखते हैं. So we have a question for you. Like This is your entire life story in a movie. Millions of people are going to witness it to your life. So how does it feel?
See, first of all, I was very shy to accept this. 2018, when Venkat Prabhu came to Sri Lanka regarding a foundation, and he met me and he asked me whether I want to take a biopic on me. First, I was very hesitant and shy about it because I'm retired happily in the house, waiting a little bit of work with. I was doing it. Dada knows because 5 years I came here and a little bit of Hyderabad as well. So first hesitant, then my manager said because if you do something, you get something for the foundation and that will help some people. Then I agreed. So that's the way it starts. And you know, a lot of problems in 5 years time it took to make a movie. And now I'm very happy because it's suddenly, first I was hesitant and I'm not interested to do that. But in life sometimes you think you're not, but sometimes you have to do some things. So only thing I asked my director, I gave the permission, everything, and it has to be a very true story. It should be not added anything, masala or anything to make a movie good, because it's a biopic, because it has to be true, what has happened, that you have to reveal. So that's also, I'm very happy and glad that I came to Calcutta and meeting Dada is very good friend and you know, he's wonderful player and also I think he's the best captain as well because you know when India was after Azuluddin, a little bit struggling and team was displaced, like you know, players were a little bit not happy about the team environment and everything. He brought the team in a difficult stage. He brought the team difficult stage. He got younger players into the team, introduced like Albachan and like players like that, great players became. So he made a team and get success of the Indian team was very powerful. Unfortunately, he couldn't win a World Cup because he had a chance in 2003. Unfortunately, they lost to Australia. Other than that, when he gave it up and gave it to Dhoni, it was an easy transition because already established players are there. Then he have to do the right things, then he can take to the next level. So, I know he's in Kolkata. I say he's a king. That's the way I say it because, and also a youngest person who become a board president. It is not a joke because his organization in India is the biggest organization because of in the cricketer sport. So become a board president is a very challenging and he had a great 2-3 years of that and successful and now he's relaxing and hopefully I hope I heard, right? I was there in Bangalore when I was talking to him and we chat. A few industry people coming and talking to him, and you will see Dada's movie by next year, I think, hopefully.
So since you're here, and you mentioned World Cup, right? So we have to talk about what happened in 1996. But before that, Madhur, we have a question for you, and I think ये जो है एक movie के facts की list में add हो चुके हैं already. कि you and Sir both share this similar arm angle.
Yes,
and a lot of people don't know about this. This is how the universe works, right? They pick you up, they put you in the place right where you belong, what you deserve exactly. So what happened and how is it working for you?
I mean, पहले तो मैं thank you for the question, but ज़्यादा नहीं बोलना चाहूँगा. I'm very starstruck sitting with Ganguly sir and Sourav sir.
Trust me, all of us are.
Yeah, I mean, growing up in the 90s, I have grown up in Dada's regime, you know. So, like sir said, I'm such a huge fan. And but coming back to your question, could you repeat please again?
The similar arm action.
Yeah, so I had a really bad car crash around 8 years ago, because of which I messed up my right elbow. And after I was locked from the film, I called up my director and said, I have something up my sleeve quite literally for you. And
then that's when I told him that I have a bend arm, and it sort of helps me replicate Sir's action a tad bit more. Because when I try to straighten it, it doesn't go as straight. And that's exactly like Sir's, which he has since birth. So yeah, if something bad, something good has come, and I'm able to portray Sir's action a bit more realistically.
Just like how the universe works, right?
Yes, absolutely. Some things are destiny, you know, and I think this film is like that for me.
Dada, we are really happy that you are here, and you and Melissa both have had some fierce battles, right? And some extraordinary thing happening on the trees. Is there anything which happened behind the scene, maybe in the locker room, which you would like to share with the people? Some interaction, yeah.
You know, thank you so much. Happy is an understatement for me to be here. Anything connected to Muttiah Muralitharan, we used to call him Murli, is from the heart. Because not only he was the greatest spinner of all time, he's one of the greatest human beings you'll ever meet. You know, soft, gentle, kind, and always smiling. You know, I've grown up in an era with a very strong Indian team and had some great players. But for us, Sri Lanka was Murli. And I'm saying that with due respect to everyone, Sri Lanka has produced some great players. Aravinda De Silva, Kumara Sangakkara, Mahela Jayawardene, and Arjuna Ranatunga was a very good player who was a World Cup winning captain. So they had some outstanding players. But Murli was different. You know, as I said, you know, you land in Colombo, you land in Sri Lanka, you go to anywhere, everybody from the... I remember my first trip in 1997, yes, my first trip in 1997 to Sri Lanka. And we used to go to Sri Lanka very often. Every summer we used to be there. The Taj Samudra Hotel in Colombo was just like our home for us. June, July, we were there, and I loved Sri Lanka. You know, I remember my first trip, I landed and I was going through the immigration at the Colombo airport, and they were very kind people. India was coming, and they said, all the best for the tournament, all the best for the series, you know, have a good trip. But remember, we have Murli. And I remember the exact words, and this used to happen all the time. He was not just the backbone, every bone of the body for Sri Lankan cricket. And I'm so happy he's done a biopic. I've seen him on the field, I've seen him off the field, I've met his family, I've seen him in Colombo. He's unbelievable. So I know you will enjoy this film. You will get to know a lot from this film about Murli's life, because many of you have just seen Murli on television on the ground. But what goes behind in making a great champion that he is, and hopefully you'll be able to see it on this film. As I said, I'm extremely fortunate to be here this evening on the launch of this biopic. It's a worldwide release, and everyone around the world must see it, because Murli just doesn't belong to Sri Lanka. Murli belongs to the world, belongs to the world cricket. He's an ambassador. He's an unbelievable ambassador of the sport. He's a gentle ambassador of the sport. And when you see Muralitharan, because I've followed his entire career, and I must say something. I've played the young Muralitharan, I've played the middle-aged Muralitharan, and I've played the old Muralitharan. And the hardest was the old Muralitharan. You know, and I mean everything what I say, because I'm not saying because it's media, it's because of his biopic, but it was the hardest as he got older. He could spin the off-spin this much, he could spin the off-spin that much, he could bowl the straighter one, he could bowl the one which would go the other side. And the best thing Rahul Dravid told me, we used to back together a lot those days. He said, how do I cover drive it? I said, don't worry, you don't worry about the cover drive, leave the cover drive to me, you just rotate the strike with Murli. So, you know, he's been absolutely fascinating. 800 test wickets, and he's not added the one days also. And how much is 1 day? 400? Can you imagine 540 one day wickets? 540 one day wickets, 800 test wickets. So it's 1340 international wickets for Sri Lanka. So I'm not wrong in saying that Murli went Sri Lanka. Or it's the other way, Sri Lanka went Murli. And you know, he brought Sri Lanka on the map. Through his cricketing heroics, through his wickets, he actually was responsible for bringing Sri Lanka on the world map. Whether the wicket spun, whether you played in Colombo, whether you played at the Oval, whether you played in Melbourne, or whether you played in the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai. Murli will come and pick 5 wickets and spin the ball this much, this much. So that's how good he was. I wish him all the best in life. just like everybody finishes playing sport, he finished. I still remember his last wicket at his home ground, and I think he got Pragya got at first wicket. His last wicket, his last test match. I can't remember his first wicket, but I can remember his last wicket. And what a pleasure it was just knowing him. It wasn't too much fun playing him because he hardly gave anything to hit, but knowing Muttiah Muralitharan, the person, is amazing. And as I said, you ask everybody around the world, you won't get a better gentleman than Muttiah Muralitharan. I congratulate you on your new role. You are portraying a master on screen, and I know everybody will watch it. I'll watch it. I'll definitely watch it because it's Murli. Because it's Murli, and I'm sure everybody in Calcutta will watch it because we are a cricket match city. Murli beat us in the semi-finals in 1996 in Calcutta, and if I remember well, they went on to win the World Cup under Arjuna. It was a young Murli then, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. You would absolutely see a master in action. So thank you, Murli, for inviting me here, and lots of love to you, lots and lots of good wishes to you and your family, and may you continue to remain with the game. Because I know you do a lot of businesses, I know you do a lot of things at the back, you have a lot of money, but don't get away from the game, because the game needs Muttiah Muralitharan is humbleness, is genuinity, and most importantly, the game needs a master to be there all the time. So wish you all the very best. He's a young man. I think we are same age, 50? So we are both the same age. So we've got lots and lots to offer to the game. I know he comes for the IPL with the Sunrise in Hyderabad, and I wish him all the very best in life, and we all love it.
So we just had a conversation with Kohli sir a few minutes back, and we were talking about the wickets. I read that he remembers all the wickets that he have taken. He remembers the 100, the 200.
This is not true. There are some wickets I know. I can remember one inning I can't even forget in my life is him and Rahul demolishing Taunton in the World Cup '99. It was something like special batting from both of you, and both got hundreds and won easily. So that's because he's a strong player of spin bowling, and he's right because when he was young, when I was young, he didn't give a chance to me. When I was getting older a little bit, I had chance on him. So that's the way the game. And I think mostly if you think about him is because he's a specialist, because when he came into the team 96, I can remember 96 in Lords, I think he got a 100 in that. So something a young cricketer at the time when coming and getting 100, because getting into that Indian team was so hard, and he got into it. Then he paved the way and become one of the most successful captain in history of India. That's him, because he's also saying humble and everything, anything approachable. That's why whenever he says me only if he need, I just there for him, because those era, because the cricketers like him, Anil, those 5-6 players, we had very anything in life, because we continue after cricket also our friendship. Thanks.
So somebody wants to ask a question.
Yeah, Murli here. You remember that match when Sourav Ganguly hit 2 sixes in Colombo in 1997, and you said that Sourav played better than any other player. He faced your bowling very well.
See, Sourav used to be a very good opener, and spin-wise, he's a champion. He licked any spinners out of the park. So maybe remember only 2 sixes. He would have not been 2 sixes. He would have done many sixes against me, not even against me. The top bowlers like Shane Warne and Glenn Musnad and so many bowlers he used to hit. So I think all Indian people are cherries.
Alright, and before we move on to other questions, Sara, we will use this opportunity.
So I think Indian public cherished his batting all over his career. So he is a strong player, and not only for spin or space, anything, because he's an opening bat. So he has done justice to whatever the opportunity given to him.
800 is very namak total, 800 namak total. So you think that is it very Herculean task to cover, to achieve any bowler in future?
I think it's a very difficult task. Because to get 800 test wickets, you will have to play a lot of test matches. And I don't know whether anybody at this stage will play so many amount of test matches with all the cricket that is going around. Test matches, one-day cricket, T20 cricket, leagues all around the world. And don't forget his 540 one-day wickets also. So it's total 1340 international wickets. And it will be very, very difficult to beat. You know, nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible in this world, but it will take a lot of hard work to get past what Murali has achieved.
So we're going to take this moment to celebrate Murali sir.
One of your favorite World Cup innings at Taunton. Muralitharan 8 overs, 28 runs, no wickets. And then last 2 overs, 32 runs. What was the plan to handle him? And I want Murali also. Please say about that match. Both of them.
Yeah, we always did that, you know. We always, when we played Sri Lanka at that time, and that's why I say only Sri Lanka, is that we'll try and play him out. You know, keep rotating, keep putting the ball in the gaps, and then if we have a partnership at the end, we can take him on. Because you know he's such a wicket taker, he can run through any side if you give him a bit of a sniff. So we never wanted to give him too many wickets early on. And then once we are set, obviously it becomes a little more easy. England is a little more easy because it was the first half of the summer, it was cold and the wickets did not have much spin on it. So we were as a batsman, we were in an advantageous position to Muttiah Muralitharan. But his greatness is, when his team went for 370, he was still giving it 5 runs and over. I think that's where his greatness is. You know, when he bowled well, he picked 7, 8, 9, 10 wickets in a game. And when he did not bowl well, he was still the most effective bowler to him. And I think that's where his greatness lied. And as I said, I'm fortunate that my entire career was with Muttiah. I watched him, play him, and the respect for him is just beyond imagination.
Melissa, this side. Shobi from India Bowls. Here you have played against Ganguly's Team India in 2003 World Cup and Bowls Team India in 2011. I would like to know how different were their approaches to big tournaments like World Cup, because both the teams have excelled in the respective tournaments and in the subsequent years.
No, because 2003 is in South Africa, it's totally different than what you play in Indian players play in India. It's your home turf because you have a more advantage. When you are playing in outside, the advantage is less, because you have to adapt to those conditions so you can't compare those two because you want it. That's what you might be thinking better. No, because that side also very good side in 2003, and I think I can remember we played twice. They beat us twice in that. So very convincing, not easy. It's very convincing they beat us. And only thing is, see, Australia was that ever. It was so powerful till that 2 decades. So no team like Australia we haven't seen. Because I started playing both are playing in 90s started. So that ever that Australia came up and they were unbeatable in 2000s. So to losing that match was it is like, you know, 2 people got, I can remember, hundreds and they got 350 in the final. So in India's case, in 2011, it is all about that India has the advantage. Day in, day out they play, they know their conditions, and so the luck was there, so they had the chance at the time. So I think you can't compare both. Both are very good teams and very good captains who led the team both times.
Murali, World Cup is coming soon now. So, in your opinion, which 4 teams play? In your opinion, which 4 teams playing in World Cup semi-final this year?
See, they always have advantage because home team is advantage playing there. So England is playing well at the moment. and Australia is, you can't count them out any time. But there are other teams that can, dark horses are there. So see, if you ask anybody, even Dada, if you ask, luck is very much needed to win a World Cup. Luck makes a big part of it, because right time, right things happen. So that always showed you in the last World Cup final. We thought New Zealand will win, but luck goes to England, England wins. So say the World Cups, we were in '96, we were underdogs, never thought. So luck came to us so many times, so that's why we won. So we have to have a little bit of luck on to win those. Sorry about Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is doing well at the moment. They came to finals, but they got beaten very badly. But still, they are doing well because of the 2020 Asia Cup. So they will be outside chances. So they might have a chance, but very difficult to say.
Hi, I'm here from Andhra. So my question is to you, that the Indian conditions are totally spin friendly. So the Indian conditions are mostly spin friendly. So who are the spinners that you are looking forward in this World Cup? Who are the spinners that can excel in the soil of India?
See, every country has a good spinners. Like this Asavenga was there, he's injured, he's not playing. Then you have Rashid Khan from there. Then you have India good spinners. Kuldeep Yadav is very good. Ashwin is not there, I think, but Jadeja and Akshay Patel is there. So if you let, but very difficult to say. You can't say Indian wickets are very spin. Sometimes dew comes, then spinners won't be very effective. So depends on, you have the balance between the fast bowlers and spinners. Then you have a good chance of getting through.
Alright, we're going to play a quick rapid fire game with all the three of you. But before that, Krishna sir, चाहेंगे कि आप एक बार हमें बताएं कि इतना बड़ा नाम है गोल्डी का, and this entire movie 800, and you being the producer, how was the feeling कि इतनी बड़ी चीज हम करने जा रहे हैं? How will the society react? How will it react to this game we are coming up with your biopic?
First, my namaskar to all the electronic and print media. We are very happy. We have been associated with all of you today in a great city like Calcutta. And I am very fortunate to be being associated with this film. And of course, I am the presenter and driver of the total film. And I'm not the producer. I mean, right from the beginning, I know the script and everything because Sripati is my director. So, and first of all, he is kind enough to be associated with Ganguly. Now it has a great event it has become. I'm very happy to be nothing to say about this film. Really, this is a great, more than cricket, it's a great emotional journey, right from the childhood till the king. Even after in the cricket also, you must have seen the gems of the dialogue. There he is facing, even during this professional career also, he faced a lot of things. After crossing all those, he has reached that goal. I'm very happy about this. Thank you.
So are we, sir. Thank you so much. We are starting quick rapid fire. I'll ask you a question. You'll have to be very quick, very snappy with the answers. Alright. The first question, most memorable encounter with Goldie Sir on field. Now you have to be very quick.
There's too many. You have to give me a little bit
Just
of time.
pick the first one that comes in your head.
I think my first encounter maybe in '97 when I first played in '97 in Sri Lanka. That was my first one-day 100 and first Test 100 also in Sri Lanka. And we did that in, I think I got that in the SSC ground. Luckily the wicket had a bit of grass. So
because you played really well both series. So I think that was a drawn game and also high scoring game. Right?
That was the series when Sri Lanka got 900 in the first Test in 2000. And in the second test, obviously it was a close one. I got 100 in the second test, and that's when I actually played it for the first time.
I think we must clap on to this, right? We everyone should. The next question, again, very quick. If you had to describe Goldie Sir in one Bengali word, what would it be?
Jadugar.
Jadugar, and exactly what?
He's a magician, you know. He would bowl from one end, Just keep bowling and bowling, and Sri Lanka is a hot country. It's very hot. You would never get tired, just bowl and bowl. It was like, the captain had to take the ball out of his hand. It's just like when you take a sweet out of a little boy's hand and he just tries to stop it.
It's
It was
magic.
like only 1 over, 1 over. I used to see, because we used to wait. Now only we'll get a break. Now only we'll get a break and we'll have another bowler who we can hit. But then he would signal from fine leg and third man, one more, and then one more never finish.
So now Durga Puja is around the corner. So what's the best thing about Durga Puja that you're feeling?
Oh, it's our biggest festival. It's unbelievable actually. You need to be in Calcutta to realize what Durga Puja is. I'm sure as you're driving through the city, you must be seeing the half constructed pandal, half illuminated areas. And by the time it comes on the 14th, which is the Mahalaya, this city will be a different city. It's a holiday. I know you talk about Christmas, I know you talk about Ganguly, you talk about the Brazilian festival or any other festival around the world. This is the biggest festival, and it's fascinating for over a period of 8 to 9 days.
Let's just suppose you had to assemble a dream cricket team, and you can add players from any era, from any team. Who would be your top 3 picks?
Murali is definitely one.
Of course.
Yeah, Murali not because I am at the release of his biopic. Murali definitely one. Sachin Tendulkar definitely the other. And the third one, I would probably go for Glenn Mudra. So these are definitely my 3 picks: a batsman, a spinner, and a fast bowler. So I think there would be a contest between Jimmy Anderson and Glenn Mudra, but on all conditions, I think Glenn Mudra would be my preferred choice. So these 3 definitely.
And so this World Cup is around the corner. So 2 Indian players who we should watch out for. Like those guys are going to come out as surprise.
India has enormous talent, and you've been watching it for the last 1.5 months. They have just peaked at the right time. It's a very powerful team, and there are so many. Rohit Sharma, the way he batted against Australia the other day. Shubman Gill is in the form of his life. Virat Kohli, Shreyas Iyer, KL Rahul. There is so many of them, who could turn the game on their own. And it will be very difficult for me to point 2, but I think you can watch out for Shubman Gill. You can watch out for Shubman Gill and Virat Kohli. I think good batting conditions. Virat also have started to play well after a bit of a tough period for about a couple of years. So I think these are the 2 batters who I think will be very, very good in these conditions.
Thank you so much, Dada. You have sport, and of course, Madhur is here with us. Madhur, again, you know the rules. You have to be very quick with the answers.
Right.
Yeah. So first thing first, you learned a lot about your Murali sir. You studied a lot, but was that one thing that came to you as a surprise?
So I knew Murali sir, जैसे आप लोग सब जानते हैं Murali sir को.
Yeah.
It was just about his exploits on the field. I was not aware of the tremendous journey he's had in his life from a young child, from a minority community in a war-damaged country like Sri Lanka. तो उनकी लाइफ के जो रियल इवेंट्स थे, उनके बारे में जान के काफ़ी मुझे शॉक भी हुआ और काफ़ी कुछ आई थिंक उनके एक्सपीरियंसेस से अचंभा होता है कि कैसे एक बंदा जो इतना डिस्क्रिमिनेशन जिन्होंने झेला है अपने लाइफ में, वो फिर भी आगे जाके चैंपियन बॉलर कैसे बनते हैं. सो इट्स बीन
the entire journey that came to it.
yes, absolutely, because I wasn't aware at all about his personal life, which I think most people are not. That's why the tagline says the untold story
The untold story. And Murali sir, we have some questions for you. You know the rule. You have to be very quick with the answer. Okay. Toughest opponent. That batsman was very difficult to bowl on.
Toughest opponent always in India because they are the greatest players who play spin. So I struggled a lot because in India we haven't won a match yet, this match. So I was playing, so it was tough with India.
And which bowler you think can come closer to your record of 800 wickets?
See, Jimmy Anderson can, because if he plays for 3-4 years, because 100 odd years, so he can break the record. That's up to him how many years he's going to play.
So thank you so much. We have some kids who want you to sign.
Can I question for one question, please? One question. One question. Small question. Dada, we can